So, which leads me to my hot take. Beyonce knows is the GOAT. She's the greatest artist of all time. She's the greatest performer of all time. She's the greatest entertainer of all time. And yes, that means she's better than Tina Turner, RIP. That means she's better than James Brown. That means that she's better than Prince. And that means that she's better than Janet.
Now, there's one
Ah,
person.
ah, 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 ah. And that means that she's better than Michael Jackson. Beyonce knows is the greatest performer of all time, the greatest entertainer of all time, and she has surpassed the king, Michael Jackson. That is my hot take. What are your thoughts?
I agree. And I agree wholeheartedly because as a entertainer, as a artist, the vocalist, those connections that she made with them at the beginning of the career was because they saw the greatness in her. And it's always a thing of, I want you to, I'm having my run, I'm still in it. However, there's going to be a point in time that I'm not here. Here's some advice. Here are some things to look out for. This is how to make it your own. These things you keep to yourself. This is how you show yourself. So I think she's taken a culmination of all the advice that she received from Tina Turner, Michael Jackson, Prince,
Whitney.
Whitney, Patty, like all of them.
James Brown.
James Brown. She took all that advice. She studied them in addition to actually being with them physically in the present, to get coached. She took that and she applies it every time. So yeah, that's it. If the greats saw the greatness and knew that they weren't going to be here, somebody was going to have to feel that.
I agree.
Why can't y'all see it?
So now I think I'm gonna get. I could be wrong. I think I'm gonna get a little pushback because Alex is our resident. Like when we were having a conversation about the greatest rappers and all of that, he was bringing up like MC Light. Okay, so he is our he is our in-house. He likes the old school music, right? So Alex, is this a take that you agree with? I kind of feel in my shanana that you disagree that Beyonce is the greatest entertainer of all time.
So I don't know who I would call the greatest entertainer of all time. I cannot say that it's not Beyonce, but because I love her and I love everything that she's done over all of her career. But I can't say it's not her. I can't cleanly say that it's her. But what I will say is this. All of the greats that we mentioned, Beyonce was able to, and not minimizing things that she may have had to go through in her getting to where she is, right? But all of the people that we're mentioning from the past had to overcome obstacles that had nothing to do with their music, right? Like it was like just being black or just being in the industry, and they were fighting through that. So a lot of the things, and I'm saying that I'm not saying that she didn't have to go through those things.
As a black woman,
yes, I'm right.
Didn't
I
she
didn't.
talk
I
about
said
this
I
in a
didn't say she didn't
Renaissance
have to go
film?
through it. I didn't say she had to go through it. But like, if we look at some of those ones that we mentioned, like if we look at the James Browns and like the Little Richards and those people who were in those times, a lot of their music was stolen and redone by other artists, and then accepted by those white artists above them, and just so many things that they fought through, and they still were able to gain their notoriety through that. And I think y'all touched on it when y'all said she's able to pick up on those little nuggets and gems and learn from those people and then push it to the next level. So yes, I agree that she's leveled up from, from the road of her career until now. Like she's been doing her shit. Like the only other person that I see that's been doing that for that long, like I said, like that, it's probably like in that category or those people that we named, is like the Michael Jacksons or like people that have been doing it their whole career and has changed and evolved with themselves and their career. So yes, I would say I can't like be like time really stand on that. I would really have to be like she is the greatest and just leave it at that. I just think I just can't say it wholeheartedly and just like fully say it. But I can't say that she's not either. So I just yeah. I mean that's just how I feel because I'm not sure.
You know,
Oh, you've been a
2 points.
politician tonight, Alex.
No, I'm not. I just really am not sure. So I don't want to like lean to one side when I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying?
That's number 2.
Well, to go along
I
with
love
what you
Beyonce to
said,
death.
I do agree. There are some things that she didn't have to go through, but she definitely still went through the equivalent
Absolutely.
of what they
Yeah,
went through.
that's
Then
not like
there's
that's
that
like saying
important about it.
you. That's like saying you can't call LeBron some. It depends. He's either 1 or 2 in most conversations, right? Depending on where. That's like saying LeBron can't be the greatest of all time or the second greatest of all time because he didn't get. He wasn't getting. He wasn't getting pennies thrown, quarters and rocks thrown at him when he was getting off his bus. That doesn't mean he didn't go through other things. Why he was?
I didn't say that. I said in the beginning not to minimize anything she's gone through because clearly she's gone through things to get to where she is.
Mhm.
But I'm saying is like the people that we did mention, they had a lot of hindrances that stopped them from sometimes maybe reaching the potential or the longevity in their careers that they could have had they had the same like career starting at the age that she did and not have those obstacles.
So let's go with
see,
Michael. Let's go with Michael in specific though, because Michael had the longevity. The only thing that took Michael up out of here was,
his
personal stuff.
His personal stuff, whatever that was, and he had the longevity. And a lot of people, I think, do a thing, and it's the same thing that we see with Mike, right? With Mike and LeBron. Like old heads, or even just music in general, right? Music in general. Oh, the 90s R&B, 90s R&B. Hot take. I love 90s R&B, but I love that late 2000s, early 2010s R&B way more. Their Dreams, your Neos, your Beyoncés, your all of that, right? Because the vocals were way better than if you go back and listen to some of that 90s music, they were squalling and hollering.
They also wasn't using so much autotune.
Oh, here we go. That's the problem. We got Mr.
I mean, technology enhanced it.
But they were squalling. Squalling didn't make like Candy Burris squalling all them records. Squalling.
Candy somewhat like, now how I getting that? You see how I getting that?
I say this to say a lot of people who are of a certain generation, they don't even make space for even accepting the fact that, hey, this younger person may be better, right? So it's a bias. Yes, it's a bias it's a generational bias. So people automatically like Michael Jackson. No.
Because also that point about like them going through certain hindrances as far as like music getting stolen and whatnot, we're talking about performing.
Correct.
We're talking about the execution, the consumer experience. That's what we're talking about. That's it. That's all. So let's
we're not talking about you had to drink from a different water fountain. We acknowledge that.
You said greatest of all time. So
the greatest entertainer of all time.
That includes hindrances to your career.
No.
Performance. When you hit that stage.
Okay, well, I said what I said.
Well, what you said was bullshit. Okay?
And that's fine. That's your opinion. That's my opinion.
Okay, I give you that. That's his opinion.
And again, I think what y'all missing too is that I didn't say that she wasn't, right? But I can't quickly say that she is.
Okay, and I respect that. But we know.
Hopefully next week we'll get back the real Alex, who's not just I can't say this, but I won't say this. What the fuck? Who is this?